In this video we're going to master the vertical drop. As promised, less waffling and more hitting. Getting this club in the slot, that's to get a little bit more draw spin. Depositing good swings into your kind of swing bank here, your library. No matter what you do, it's still going to be thrown out. Oh, that was nice. Repetition is the mother of skill, everyone, and you're going to come out the other side a better golfer. Beautiful. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. We've got Trev mooching around somewhere. Oh, in the way as per usual, aren't you, Trev? So in this video we're going to master the vertical drop. Now, many videos on the channel I've talked about how we can get our hands and the club down into the slot in transition. This one I'm going to show you a simple exercise which you can do pretty much anywhere in terms of at home, practice swings, in the net, on the range, and obviously we're going to transfer this feeling onto full swings which you can take out into the golf course. So we're going to do less waffling and we're going to do more hitting. So front camera set up, see what Trev wants, and we're going to get going. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for tuning in to another video. Hope everyone's well, hope everyone's been able to get out and play some golf. It's quite dry in the UK over the last couple of weeks. As you can see, not very sunny, but it's been dry and very still throughout the whole UK. It's been very weird. It's like the forecast is like 1 mile an hour, 2 mile an hour wind. Really strange. I'll take it though. But yeah, so hopefully you're able to get out and play some golf wherever you are in the world. So vertical drop, getting this club in the slot, especially if you're an over the topper. As promised, less waffling and more hitting. So this simple exercise, it's a bit of a static one because I like, here we go, waffling. I like influences, as you've probably seen in previous videos. I like the way our body moves to allow this vertical drop to happen, because arms and club in a perfect world are governed by other areas. But if you've been in a bad habit of throwing over the top, getting this club off plane, especially over the top, which is the hard one, sometimes it's been so ingrained, isn't it? No matter what you do, it's still going to be thrown out. So this is probably what I would call probably one of my desert island exercises. Stuck on a desert island, million golf balls, wait to get rescued. Just do this for as long as you can, and you're going to come out the other side a better golfer and a bit more of a consistent swing. So okay, waffle over. Let's go and hit some balls. Let's show you the drill. So backswing, we're going to stop at the top. Obviously, let's get twisting. That's not the drill, by the way, but let's get twisting, which is going to help you. Now, no matter where your hands and arms are, obviously we'd like you a little bit more neutral. Hand going across your right shoulder there. You don't really want your hands up here. Okay, sorry, more waffling. Okay, so neutral as you can. Big twist, right? So you want your hands going towards your right pocket with the club dropping under and behind you. From here, little pump, and we're going to rotate through. Now you can either rotate through or you can just release the club head from there, depending on what fault you have in your golf swing. So drop down to your right pocket, stay there for as long as you can. You can see my left arm is really across me. From here we're just going to release the club. Not really going to move my body. That's to get a little bit more draw spin. By the end of the video I'm going to show you a way you can not stop, by the way, and with the feeling you can take onto the golf course to replicate this. Backswing, drop down. So it's a bit static, there's not a lot going on here. You can get a little bit shifty, but let's just get back to your right pocket, your back pocket, elbow into your side, club behind you. From there, we're just going to release. So now you're practicing to release from a completely different area, you over the toppers. Let's keep going. Hard for me to not waffle. Down, release, straight down. From here, I'm going to release a little bit of my torso now. The secret to this exercise is to not do too big a pump in terms of when you stop and then you're trying to create that momentum. See, a lot of people get into this position and then they do too big a kind of pump backswing to give you that momentum, and then they kind of get sucked in. So the secret is to really keep this left arm across your chest. You can see my left arm is really pressured into my chest here, you over the toppers, and we're going to keep it there. There's a bit more hand and arm and club release there. What I meant by that is the club from here now starts to take over. So I've really got an in to out swing path. Beautiful. Let's keep going. Bang. Don't even need to stop at the top. So it's a bit kind of static, as you see from there, but the club is behind me, way under plane. Beautiful. So we're practicing the under plane motion. Keep that left arm locked on your chest. It's not coming away from your chest. It's staying put as tight as you can, as tight as you can. Beautiful. Doesn't matter about strike, as you heard there, it's a bit duffy and fluffy. Repetition is the mother of skill, everyone. Showing what to do, showing your arms, showing the club, showing your neurons in your head where this club goes. Vertical drop, down, Justin Rose exercise. He's been doing it probably for 10 years plus. You see his practice swing, his pre-shot routine. He's obviously got some different feels in here in terms of pressures, but in terms of where his hands and club go, they're here all the time, aren't they? He knows he needs to kind of connect, get it inside, keep the pressure inside, don't lose it on the outside. Keep on repeating. My favourite statement, I'm going to put it on the screen now, my favourite statement. Down, vertical, keep it there. You can really feel the pressure. For me, it's not the best exercise in the world because left to my own devices, without too much practice, I'm a bit more of a vertical golfer than an outside golfer. So anyway, it doesn't matter about me, does it? Let's concentrate on your faults, you over the top slicers. Down. Not doing a lot with my chest here, keeping it nice and passive. There's no turning yet, there's no twisting. Down, down. And from here, we're letting it go. So let's get on to the kind of the next phase of this exercise. We call that phase 1. Let's go on to phase 2. Okay, phase 2. What we're going to do, we're going to stop at the top, and then we're going to not stop this bit now. So we're going to drop it down nice and slow, and then turn through. For me, I'm going to need a bit more rotation in my release, instead of hands and arms, whatever that looks like to you. Back swing, stop at the top, wait for it. So you know you're kind of just staying there and just kind of preparing yourself for this kind of drop down to my right pocket. It's exaggerated, but I'm really feeling that kind of pressure. It's probably the wrong word, but I'm just feeling that connection, the top of my bicep and tricep there into my chest. Keep that connection through. This is definitely not a distance exercise, everyone. Please don't get sucked into hitting it too far, otherwise you're going to start making your old faults. So start nice and smooth down. Oh, I didn't stop at the top that time. Oh, that was nice. And do it as much as you can, because when you get on that first tee and on the golf course, it's always going to throw you back to a bit of old. Down, through. Oh, I am not going to fade the ball doing that swing. Beautiful. Backswing, however that looks to you. Bit here, it doesn't matter. What we're practicing is getting this hand towards your right pocket, and the club, obviously. We're not getting our club out in front of us. We're keeping it back behind us. Backswing, down, through. Putting it on a tee will help. A little bit of loft in your hands. I've got an 8-iron here. Don't do this with a long club. You can do practice swings with long clubs, obviously with your driver. Down. And you can start speeding that up. So it's like the video called Waiting for It. I'm now waiting for this club to come out in front of me. I'm not going too quickly. So you're practicing order and you're practicing sequence. You're practicing the hands before everything else, and then through. It takes a bit of practice. So it might take a little bit of time for you if you're new to it. If you're used to going out here, it's going to take time for you to do this, especially to feel natural. But the people I've given this to have seen some really great changes. But the trap they fall into is when they do this bit, and then when they come to hit it, they do a pump and then they go this way. So the hands and arms get disconnected. So what you want to try and do, you want to try and feel that pressure all the time, okay? Keeping that pressure, keeping that left arm kind of glued to your side. You're not letting it get away from you. That's the key to doing it correctly. Because if you're going to do a million of these, practice swings included, you've got to do it properly. Down, keep that left arm across you. Oh, yes. Let's master that for the first time. If you want to kind of blitz your swing and get your kind of over the top and get your bad transition faults out the way, just keep doing this. Desert Island exercise. Down. Oh, yes. Keep the pressure, keep the connection. I have done videos, I know, in the past where, you know, you're kind of throwing my hands out here, and if you can hit from here, you're elite. That is elite, by the way. That's for a golfer who probably has a little bit too much Rory in them and they're a bit stuck. This is for a golfer who's a little bit the other way. Too early in the out, and then they have to come in. We're looking to reverse that order, but we're starting small. Starting with phase 1, stop. Take your time, a tiny pump, because it's not really a strike or a distance exercise from there. Phase 2, we're not going to stop halfway down. We're going to stop at the top, so we prepare ourselves, drop. Look how slow I'm doing it, but we're not stopping. And then if your grip's light enough, you'll feel how the club from about here wants to just then take over. The momentum and the weight of the club, and the club being on probably an inside plane. I'll put a still up there or a swing about how much this club's coming from the inside. It's too much. But from about here, it will want to then just kind of release. If you allow it, it will want to release. So one thing that cures 4, not really 4, but it can cure your passive chest. It can cure getting the club on plane. It can cure your release. It can cure your slice. It can cure kind of your, what's the word I'm looking for? Education of the hands. Anyway, doesn't matter. So you're basically allowing now, because your hands are here, allowing your hands and club to take over there if you're a little bit of an open slicer. Down, release. Blend up the 2 phases, 1 and 2. So when you're at the range, if you want to change it, or if you're in the net, because if you're going to hit a lot of balls, and ranges these days, especially around here in London, quite expensive for 100 golf balls, so you don't really need, remember, you don't really need, it's not a result-based exercise. So a drill into a net is perfect and cheaper. Hold, down. Okay, decided to do phase 2. We're going to do it a little bit quicker now than that. So what we're going to do, we're going to stop at the top. So with this bit's going to be a bit quicker. So we're going to allow this to drop down, but we're going to do it a little bit kind of more flowed. Quick is the wrong word, but we'll speed up a bit. Remember, like my video said about why aren't you making the changes? As soon as you start speeding up, it's going to start throwing you out. That's the secret to doing it nice and slow. Hold, down. Oh yes. Tell what I can feel there speeding up. You can really feel the club taking over in the second half of the downswing. Beautiful. That's what's called release, really. Tell my hands, tell my shoulder, passive, hands down, club still back. That's the secret. The club is not this side of my hands. The club is still back behind me. And then from there, like I said, no matter what your release looks like, either a little bit more body or hands and arms, it doesn't really matter. The drill stays the same in terms of that bit. Oh, yes. I love exercises that are depositing good swings into your kind of swing bank here, your library. So when you go on the golf course, you might have 5% of it. And like I've always said, you don't need to be on plane to be a really good golfer. But what you can't be is you can't be extreme. You can't be extreme with your club out here and your hands out here. Very, very difficult to play consistent golf from there. Or the golf that you want to play in terms of distance and strike. Remember, this is with every club. Drop. Oh, a little mini pause that time. Beautiful. And honestly, like I said, the repetition is the mother of skill. Repetition is the mother of awareness too, because the more you do it, the more you will really go, yep, did that perfectly there. I can feel the pressure here at the top here. Not in the backswing. I'm kind of letting the backswing. There's a bit of gap here. Now it's got somewhere to go. I'm not creating that at the top of my backswing and all tight, because it's kind of got nowhere to go. So my arms are kind of free to be a little bit wider at the top of my backswing here. Now they've got somewhere to go, you see. Well, that was right out the middle. Okay, after this ball, I'm going to tell you how to take this through to a full swing. Let's see if I can do a little bit of a quicker one. We're kind of half pace, but we're not going to stop at the top this time. Okay, so how do we take this onto a full swing, which is always the kind of the step into the unknown, but you've always got to accept, number one, you're going to throw some old back into it, because like that video previous said, why aren't you making the changes? As soon as you start layering speed on it, whew, it's going to get thrown out, especially if it's a bad habit too. So, okay, so taking this to the golf course, I would put your awareness into one area of your body. I would put it into your left arm and just kind of into your armpit of your left arm, your top of your left arm, obviously if you're right-handed. And you really want to feel this left arm. You would want to feel some pressure against this left arm here, against your chest, and keeping it there all the way. So let's try that. So let's go half pace this time. Oh yeah, that felt nice. Now obviously take it with a pinch of salt, because I haven't got an over the top fault. Just keeping that pressure. You're kind of feeling like your elbow's going towards your chest at the top of the backswing. Let's do it. Remember, feel a mile to gain an inch. Obviously you are not going to do that when the pressure and the speed gets layered into it. Oh, lovely. And the good news is you don't have to. You just need a little bit of it. And remember, this isn't the exercise that you need. It's just another way to cure this over the top. But sometimes it's good to mix and match your drills and not get stuck in one. This exercise, you will always get better. You will never get worse. So the good news is you can't do this enough. Down and stop. Hold it, check it. Beautiful, shut, pressure. Okay, stay there. Hand and arm release and club if you like, if you're a bit more of a slicer and open too early, or you can kind of rotate with your body, or everything, rotate, release and body if you like. Up to you, depending what your fault is. And then from there, taking it to the course, you really feel your left arm across you for as long as you can. Nice and loose. Remember, you're creating some kind of width at the top of the backswing. Now it's got somewhere to go. Only a little bit, let's go for it. Oh, that was all right too. A great one to give you the awareness of where your hands and clubs should go and fall through. Because remember, you don't want to hit too many of these. That's why I quite like the difference between phase 1 and phase 2, and then letting a few go in terms of full swing without stopping, maybe a bit slower in the speed, because you don't want to hit too many stopping, because then you kind of get used to stopping too much. So really a fan of keeping it fluid, keeping it, what's the word I'm looking for? God, I'm gone again. Yes, keeping it flexible. So you really want to try and keep it as flexible as you can, and it's really good for fast tracking your swing as well and making the changes. I'm a fan of doing drills that you're never going to get worse at. Yeah, and I've done drills in the past when I was playing that I never got any better at. I might as well have not done them. So I love exercises that are really going to help you and be benefit, and this is definitely one. Okay everyone, so I hope you've enjoyed this a little bit more of a quick fire in terms of ball hitting. I thought the actual time of the video is going to be a bit shorter than normal, but hey, guess what? But in saying that, I like to cover all the bases as best as I can in 15 minutes or whatever this video is going to be, because it's very easy just to skim over and say, yep, get on with it, because it's more than that. I've got a bit more of a understanding that what you want to do when you're out there on your own, you're on the mat or you're on the golf course, you're on the range, you're on your own a little bit, aren't you? So you need to really understand, okay, what's the next bit? Why is that happening? So that's why probably the videos are a little bit kind of slower and a bit longer than most, but I like to kind of put my viewpoints across in terms of, well, here we go again, in terms of kind of trapdoors you might fall into when you're doing it. Okay everyone, so thanks very much for joining me for this bonus video. Have a great week. From myself and Trev, we'll see you then. Oh, by the way, thank you very much for everyone who's supported the channel in terms of not only watching, subscribing, what else? Sharing if you want to share it, but also you people have joined the Academy as well as members. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's $2.99 a month. I'll put all the info in the description below, but it basically, like I've said previous, so sorry, it gets me on the mat here. I'm 3 hours away from home, so it keeps the wheels turning. So your support is very, very much appreciated. Okay everyone, so for myself and Trev, who's just out of camera there, we bid you farewell. Trev, you want to say goodbye to everyone? Come on. Have a great golfing week wherever you are in the world, and please let me know where you are in the world. I've had some great comments about where everyone is, so thank you very much for those, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great golfing week, stay healthy on and off the golf course as best you can, and we'll see you then. From myself and Trev, cheerio.